Your new favorite country music festival is here and right in your backyard. The Country Fair is bringing Zach Bryan, John Party, Chris Young, and more to the fairgrounds at Chesterfield Amphitheater. May 19th through the 21st, 2022. Grab your friends and slide on your cowboy boots for a 3-day festival experience. Packed with country music's hottest stars, some of St. Louis's most popular eats and drinks, a free carnival with all your favorite rides upon festival entry, an authentic honky-tonk with live music, dancing, mechanical bull riding, and so much more. Kids under 12 free. Get your single-day ticket starting at $20 or 3-day passes now at ChesterfieldCountryFair.com.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Thank you so much for checking out another episode. Today's features Joanna Serenko and Tyler Dale. Had a whole lot of fun hanging out with them at Tyler's home and talking about Joanna's brand new record titled Best of Me that is available everywhere now. And we're going to get into some stories and behind some of the songs and the real recording process and all that fun stuff. So hope you enjoy this episode. Do want to remind you, as always, Rock Paper Podcast is brought to you by Roughneck Beard Company and American Rambler, located right here in St. Louis, Missouri, over in the Maplewood area. Stop by and visit them or shop 24/7 at roughneckbeardcompany.com. Use my code RPP15 during checkout for an exclusive 15% off your purchase, including all your favorite beard oils, beard balms, their junk powder. They have a cool tattoo ointment called Banger Butter. You can check out that also. All kinds of wonderful products over there. And Roughneck Beard Company is proud to present a brand new beard oil blend called Comeback Kid. Spring is upon us and the world is rebirthed. The pandemic seems to be winding down and life is beginning to resume. Try our brand new invigorating blend of lemon, peppermint, black pepper, rosemary, and ylang. It's the perfect blend to bring us all back to life. Comeback Kid now available at roughneckbeardcompany.com. And again, use that code RPP15 during checkout for 15% off. Also, big thank you to my friends at Friendship Brewing Company over in Wentzville, Missouri for their continued support. Stop in and check out all their craft beers, over 25 rotating taps, and all kinds of delicious food out there. Some burgers, some nachos, whatever you're into. They've got all kinds of good stuff, including on Friday, August 8th, they're doing their Fish Fry Friday, and live music from Matt Waltershed. And on Saturday, April 9th, you can see Steve Kyle out there. And on Sunday, April 10th, Mickey Scott. So you can find all their beers, all their menu, their music, everything at friendshipbrewingcompany.com. Feel free to get plugged in with them on Facebook and Instagram also to keep up with them. And if you need me, you can always find me at rockpaperpodcast.com. Feel free to hit me up on the socials. Email me at rockpaperpodcast@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you all. And with all that out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy a brand new episode with my friends Joanna Serenko and Tyler Dale.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
This is Joanna Serenko, and you are listening to the Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
This is beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats is the Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
Double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today with Joanna Serenko and Tyler Dale. Welcome to the show, back to the show, I should say, for both of you, really. Like, you guys went to say hi and properly introduce yourselves, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having us on the show, first and foremost. My name is Joanna Serenko. I'm a singer-songwriter from St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm so happy that you're having us on the podcast today. I can't wait to chat with you a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
We were just talking beforehand about the last podcast we did here was with me. So I'm Tyler Dale. I'm a singer-songwriter from St. Louis. And Joanna was chilling in the background. It was right before my single of Colorado Kiss.
Yeah. But yeah, that was it's nice that kind of the opposite of now we're talking about Joanna's music, and we got a brand new album out there today, or not, well, it's available today, not coming out today, but Best of Me Now available. And but I just thought this would be cool to sit down and talk about the record and get to know you a little bit better and some of your story. And like I said, we've been friendly for several years now, but like this first we've getting to really properly hang out and talk and get to know more about each other. So I guess with you, St. Louis always been home for you, right?
So I was actually born in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
I moved here with my mom in the 4th grade. So I've lived here for a really long time, and I would say St. Louis is really my home.
Right.
But I was born in Cleveland, and I lived there until about the 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really like St. Louis a lot. I feel like there's a lot more to do here, and I just feel more connected with my community here and all of those things. So
was it parents' work or something? Or,
yeah, my mom got a job at the Veterans Hospital here. So
right.
She does telehealth care for the veterans. And my dad still lives in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think about it a lot, like just trying something different. But I mean, I've lived just outside of St. Louis all my life. It's all I know. I live currently like a mile and a half from the home I grew up in. So I've never ventured off too far and stuff. But I do think about it at times, like it'd be kind of fun just to pick up and go to another city for a while, just to see something else, to see what it's like. And, I don't know, but St. Louis has everything I need. There's no complaints. It's just to be interesting to see some other, have a different perspective.
Yeah, it really does. And St. Louis is nice because it's so centered in the middle of the country. So it's an easy drive or an easy flight anywhere else in the country, which is super nice. And we want to, whenever Tyler and I are ready to get a van and travel, that's what we want to do with Cedar. That's who you are hearing right now squeaking on the side.
I'm on Cedar duty.
Yeah, Cedar. He's over here with us. But we want to get a van and we want to travel the country and play shows and tour the country for sure.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But kind of like you said that you were a mile away from your mom and dad's house.
Mm-hmm.
We are currently probably 2 miles away from my mom and dad's house. So I've also born and raised in St. Louis and have never really left town. So that's something that we're really excited to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I see online these like school buses decked out and like as like homes. They have like beds and kitchens and all this that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, man, that would be so cool to have something like that, and then just hit the road and like be able to have like your home on wheels and wherever you want to park for the night and stuff. And
yeah, exactly.
I just think I don't know that I would want to do it all the time, but I think it would be definitely a fun adventure for a while.
Yeah, for sure. And it's nice because his parents will have a home base here, and we can always come back and stay with them.
Sure.
If we have when we have the van, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Tyler is working on his own brand when we do this.
Right.
Yeah, instead of saying if,
sure.
people need to
not
really
if,
speak
when.
it into existence. Saying when we do this.
Yeah, I agree. I love that. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think we just had a nice conversation the other night with my buddy Gerald, and we were, he just opened up a new studio, and he took a chance on himself, and he's like, and it's this whole. I was talking about how like the whole there's a Mitch Hedberg quote when he talks about like being in a job interview, and he's like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? He goes, celebrating the 5th anniversary of you asking me this question, and so it's like. It's that whole thing like of just doing it, now, not making excuses and thinking about it like to where you're 5 years later thinking about what if, or, it's just like, just go out and do it, live life today. Yeah. And so, yeah.
Absolutely.
But, that sounds super cool. It'd be fun to get out there and see the road, see more of the country and stuff, and getting to play some gigs along the way and meet new people and all that. But, so I guess, did you find music pretty young? I mean, was it, or was that something later that really kind of?
Yeah, I did connect with music at a young age. I remember starting singing lessons when I was 6 years old. I remember being in preschool, and I met one of my friends, and she invited me to her birthday party, and I was at her house, and I found like one of these musical toys of like the Little Mermaid, and I was singing along with it, and her mom came in the room, and she like started sitting with me and singing with me, and she was like, "Oh, you like to sing?" And it turns out she was a music teacher, and so she took me on as one of her students, and I took lessons with her for the remaining years that I was in Cleveland. And then my mom and I moved to St. Louis when I was in 4th grade, and I took some lessons over at Webster Community School of Music. And that's when I kind of was working on kind of more musical theater, opera type styled music. And then by the time I got to high school, I was kind of sick of the musical theater world, and I kind of just wanted to break off and do my own thing. And that's kind of where I found myself as a singer-songwriter. And the first time that I really started writing was whenever I got a gig where they were like, well, you can do covers, that's fine, but we want to hear mostly originals. And at that point I had like 2 or 3 originals written, and I was like, okay. And I just wanted to do something, and it sounded fun. And so I just took it on, and thankfully it was a couple months in advance, but that's just like what really kickstarted my writing. And then I kind of just realized, wow, I love doing this, and it's super fun, and I want to keep doing it. So yeah, it was, that's when my journey started, and I've been writing since then.
Do you remember that? Do you remember the first song you wrote?
The first song I wrote? Definitely one of the first songs I wrote that I was really proud of was Slip, which is on my current album that was just released recently. So that's one of the songs that's the first song that I brought to Tyler when I met him, and he helped me refine it and put some cool chords to it, and it's one of our favorite songs to play. Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. That's Slip's one of my favorites from the record, and just I don't know, super cool. It sounds good. This whole record, like overall, like it just for me, it's very I don't know, calming, peaceful. It just like feels good to just chill. It's just relaxing kind of stuff. Like so I don't know. It's one of those like kind of things. Like even though it's brand new, it still like feels like some familiar favorite kind of thing. Like it's just comfortable. So
Yay.
I don't know. This it was just so this one, no exception. This is a cool track that you said this was the first one you two got to work on together.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for saying that. We really love to hear people's feedback and when they're digging what's on the record. But yeah, so we met at Sawhorse Studio and in South St. Louis, and she showed me this song, and I just immediately loved it. And she was kind of asking me like, well, what would you do to this? What would you kind of add to this? And I just kind of started playing around with it, playing different chords. And I think like we've always kind of thought about, well, should we add other instruments to it? Or, what should we add to this? And we kind of just...
It always just felt good the way it was, just the two of us. So
yeah, I
remember the first time we performed it together was on this show. It's called So Far Sounds.
Oh, yeah.
You might have heard of it. Yeah. And it's basically like an organization for singer-songwriters where they, some people can choose to get, pictures or paid or get a video out of it. And so we chose the video. And so that's out there on YouTube. You can check it out under Slip at So Far Sounds. But that was one of the first times we performed it together. And that's actually how The Voice found me, because they found the video on YouTube and they reached out to me to do an audition for them. So that's kind of like what started all of that. And definitely like just such an important song to us for so many different reasons. So.
Sweet like candy, sugar on my lips. Calls me baby, gives me love and makes me breakfast. But I could see it now. Scared I lose it somehow. Let it slip through my hands. I don't know why he still hangs around. 'Cause like everything I've ever known, I bet he's gonna disappear somehow. No, I hope I'm wrong. Gotta make myself strong in case he slips through my hands. Though all is well, I guess time will tell. Where it goes, I don't ever wanna see you hanging around with anyone but me. I won't let you slip through my fingertips. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Don't mean without you, baby. I love everything you do. I just can't help but imagine a single day without you. So through your darkest nights, I'm gonna hold you so tight, won't let you slip through my hands, no. If you stick with me, baby, we can see where it goes. I don't wanna see you fall in love with anyone but me. I won't let you slip through my fingertips. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
It's pretty wild that to think about that, how you guys can kind of almost isolate that one moment where, you know, a lot of things changed in life, you know, for personal and business and everything else. Like it's just like it's pretty crazy that this one song has kind of changed everything. So
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. It's also a lot easier to record when it's just the two of us.
Right.
Because, you know, with everybody's conflicting schedules, it was really easy for us to just go to Sherpa Studios, where we actually recorded this live in studio with Brian Ryback, who's the recording engineer there. And then we worked with our really good friend Trenton Bilo, who mixed it. And then actually Sam Moses is somebody that Trenton connected us with out of Nashville. And we actually learned this about Sam recently. Is Sam, like, you know how they have engineers vote for the Grammys? So Sam Moses is one of those engineers, one of the mastering engineers that votes on like who should win the Grammys and everything. And that's who actually got to master her whole record.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be a cool thing to be a part of, just to get in be one of those votes and stuff. And yeah, I don't know anything about that world, but I've seen a few different people, like, so, you know, celebrity types and stuff, like post on Instagram or whatever that, you know, they were getting to vote and things like that. Be one of those people and stuff, and I'm like, it's
I don't even know how that world works yet.
Yeah, I think we both honestly had no idea. Trenton,
even though one of our goals is to get a Grammy. Yeah. So. However the hell that works.
Yeah.
But yeah, Trenton, who mixed the whole record, he was telling us about that. So I know he knows more about it than we do.
Sure.
But it's super cool to have both of them involved.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good cast to have around for help support this record and stuff. So
yeah, really everybody who was a part of the record was just an integral part of the record and really added their own part and just made it what it is today. So I'm really thankful for everyone on it.
Yeah. So you said between a majority of this was recorded here in St. Louis and between Sherpa and Sawhorse?
Yeah. So actually the first two songs on the record, Best of Me and Good Side, are two songs that I actually got to record up in New York and Brooklyn at this studio called Mason Jar Music. And I was 18. I just turned 18 and I graduated high school, and it was kind of like my dad's graduation gift to me was getting me some studio time. And so my cousin Jake is also a drummer, and he drummed on the first two tracks, and he basically kind of produced them with me. And so we recorded those two up in Mason Jar Music Studio, and then the rest of the album was recorded in St. Louis here, both at Sherpa Studios and Sawhorse. And Sister of Nostalgia, we did use Jake as well on. He recorded the drums remotely, and we recorded with some people here as well. So, and then the rest of the album we just kind of pieced together, song by song. So,
yeah,
that is one of the beautiful things about technology. So we are able to record stuff remotely, which is really nice.
Right.
Like Joanna was saying, Jake got to record the drums in New York. We had somebody named Ariel Posen, who's like this incredible slide guitar player. He's from Canada. He's also like a singer-songwriter, and he was able to record remotely on the track Need a Day. And we've also had a couple other times been able to use some musicians recording remotely. But we'd rather do it in a studio because it's so fun to witness, like just other people collaborating together and bringing their own unique creative ideas.
Right.
True.
I had friends on a while back, and they were, they did their entire record during like quarantine lockdown stuff, and all of it was recorded remotely, and so everybody like sent their parts in, and then Bill mastered it all, like all the tracks, and put it all together and made it. And I'm like, had you not told me, I wouldn't know that any of this was like not that you guys weren't in a room jamming. Like, it just sounds, you couldn't tell. So it's definitely is cool to have that kind of technology that you're able to do that stuff remotely, like where everybody's can be all over the world and still make a cool track together and stuff. So
yeah, totally. And I would recommend people even who like aren't serious about making music to get in the studio and record, just because it gives you just this incredible new sense and perspective of music. Because I feel like before I really got in the studio and just being, a kid listening to music all the time, like I had really no idea the working parts of the band and how they work together and all of the different parts that go into recording. So it was just really like an incredible learning experience just throughout this whole process.
Yeah. What were you listening to? What's some of the
Oh my
stuff,
gosh.
What's some of the stuff that you think about when you the early records? It really kind of sparked this for you.
Yeah, it's so hard because anytime anyone asks me this question, my brain just goes completely blank.
Yeah, it's an impossible question.
Yeah,
so.
and it's always changing too,
Yeah.
and it's like not limited to one genre either. So I would honestly say like a couple of my favorite albums currently are Freudian by Daniel Caesar. What is it? A New America Part 2 by Erykah Badu. Bigger Love by John Legend. I love Positions by Ariana Grande. Love The Search for Everything by John Mayer. I'm trying to think of like albums.
Alan Stone.
Alan Stone. I love Alan Stone.
He's like the coolest. Like,
Oh my gosh, I always rave about Alan Stone.
Yeah.
I feel like he thinks I'm a freak if he ever listens to my stuff because I always rave about him. But I always say the same thing too about Alan is I love the way that he is so grateful for everybody in the audience. Like you just see it radiating off of his face. Like just the amount of gratitude he really cares that you are there and you're supporting him and just that we're all here together and that's definitely something that I want to incorporate into my artistry as well. It's just like that gratefulness because really like what is music if we don't have listeners? Like
for sure, but and especially to like today, like we have so many options that we don't even have to leave the home. You know, like you're
Right.
constantly pulled away your attention to Netflix and all the other services or whatever. You know, it's like there's so many options out there. The fact that people that chose to even leave the house to come to your show for the night or put on your record or whatever it is. It's like I feel the same way. Anytime somebody wants to click play on this podcast, I'm grateful that people want to listen to my show and stuff. So I get it. Like it definitely feels good that people want to support that way, and so I get it. We wouldn't even have be here today if it weren't for people that wanted to listen. So
yeah.
But Alan's like he's super cool. I've got to see him live a few times, and definitely one of my favorites to watch. And,
Yeah, for sure.
And you mentioned Erykah Badu. She's coming to town for the Music at the Intersection. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, I haven't gotten to see her live yet, but that is definitely on my list of things that I want to do in this life.
Gary Clark Jr. is coming as
Dude,
well.
yeah, Gary
We
Clark
got to see him at the Fox.
Yeah, Gary. I was the last. I don't think I missed a show in St. Louis from Gary, except for like when he came in and played the blues parade that year for the Stanley Cup stuff.
Oh yeah.
I didn't make it to that one, but yeah, the Fox and the pageant. I've seen him a couple times, and such an incredible talent, man.
Yeah.
He's a bad dude. But not the music at the intersection. That's a pretty stacked bill. If you're into some good tunes, there's all kinds of it down there. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, I especially love supporting local St. Louis.
Yeah.
Donny Hathaway, that's another one that just came to mind.
There you go.
St. Louis legend. And
Lydia?
Emily King, that's another person we love too. We got to see her at the Del Mar Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But yeah, lots of different people.
Yeah.
Lots of different influences.
Well, I think you can definitely hear. I mean, there's a lot going on throughout the record. You hear a lot of different sounds and stuff. So, like, I mean, obviously, those all start shining through and stuff here, and some of those different influences and things. So, it was cool to hear some horns on here also throughout the record.
Yeah, that was one of the things too. Was like we got to a point in the album where, in the process of making the album, where we realized like Good Side was the only thing that had horns on it, and we were like, well, we can't just like this be the only song that has horns on it in the whole album. So the two songs that we added trumpet to were Starshine and Lose a Thing. And Garrett Schmidt from SIUE, and just not from SIUE, he's done so many greater things, and but he is just an incredible soul and an incredible musician, and I'm so grateful that he threw some horns on my album. And the other horn player that played on Good Side is JJ Fitzpatrick, who I met in New York. I'm not actually sure where he's from, but he was another incredible player as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, Garrett, he was actually on Broadway.
Yeah.
Whenever he was in New York, he went to school there before he came and started teaching at SIUE. Who we also have several other musicians from SIUE. We have Miles Vanderveer, who's played drums on a lot of the tracks, and Zebediah Briskovich as well. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dave Grelly, didn't he go to SIU?
Yeah, Dave Grelly, who plays a lot of keys on this record. He, I think he actually got his bachelor's and I thought he just had his master's, but I know he's gone to SIUE.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it's crazy that, how many incredible players are all linked to, that school and, that how you are all connected like that and stuff. So, but Dave Grelly is one of my favorites to watch in town for sure. And Zeb's, awesome. And so it's cool to see some of my buddies being a part of this project. And yeah,
absolutely. I'm just so grateful too, because I feel like I met all of those amazing, incredible musicians through Tyler. And I just feel like he helped bring me into that circle and helped me get those connections made and had them play on the album. So just super appreciative for all of his production and just handling it so incredibly. So.
Right. Was this besides you did some of your own stuff, right? But is it this your first time really getting to produce somebody else's record, or?
Yeah. I would say I learned so much from Logan Miller. Logan Miller helped me. He produced my first, I think it was 5 songs. We kind of co-produced those together, and I just learned so much from watching him and, learning from what he does in Pro Tools and, how he records stuff or how he, just the whole process. And we're going to continue and finish my album this next year with him and some of our other musician friends. But, this is my first time, ever kind of getting behind the Pro Tools myself. We would record, and then we would basically come here and just start going through everything together, all the files, all the takes.
Yeah.
And so we kind of got to do all that together here.
That was one of my favorite parts of the process with you, was going through all the comps or comping it. And I loved listening back to everybody's parts and my parts and hearing how everybody's different takes were just different little blurbs of their personality in each one and how they're all different and just kind of choosing each part that we wanted from that was just so much fun and just really gave me a lot of love in my heart for it.
Yeah, or even even with Joanna, every single time, every take, it'd be oh, this one has a lot of attitude, or oh, this take is, more sultry, or it just kind of brings out different parts of your personality.
Yeah. It was cool listening to everybody's different takes.
Yeah. Nice. Well, let's play another tune. This one is the title track called Best of Me. And again, this full album available now wherever you get your digital music at. So anyway, what you said Best of Me was one of those that you recorded in New York, right?
Yes.
Has anything come to mind around this particular one?
Oh, man. So much.
Yeah.
I feel like this song is relevant in so many different seasons of my life. And just something that I keep coming back to because we released it on the day 2/22/2022, which is I don't know. Some people think angel numbers are hokey or woo woo, but I don't. I think they're very real. So I released it on that date because 2/22 basically resembles potential and the best is still ahead of you and that you're on the right path and just confirming and affirming that you are transcending and progressing and going the right direction. So that's what the song is basically about. And yeah, I hope you like it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't care how you're doing, but I do. Shouldn't wonder how you're feeling, but I feel for you. I know that I shouldn't give you a fraction of my sympathy. Do your words still get the best of me? still get the best of me? Do your words still get the best of me? It's so hard not to question what it all really means. 'Cause since you've been gone, I've been moving on to so many better things. Still somehow I seem to drown in your ocean of soliloquy. Do your words, or do your words still get the best of me? Oh, do your words still get the best of me? Still get the best of me. No, you can't get the best of me. I won't let you have the best of me. 'Cause the best is still ahead of me. I won't let you have the best of me. Cause the best is still ahead of me.
I don't know about as far as like dates, but like it is strange sometimes. I don't. Maybe it's all part of it. I don't really know a lot of the about it, but like the how many times I look at the clock at the same time and stuff like that. Like I've noticed for me it's 12:34 for whatever. I don't know what is 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's just like weird that it shows up like. You know, if I check my phone or whatever, and it's like always like 12:34, and it's like morning and night, you know, or whatever. So it's like it's weird that it happens that way. And I have a buddy, I guess 333 was for him. So he has a solo project he put together called 333, and so those numbers popped up for him a lot in life, and it's. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things like you don't. I guess you maybe don't really pay attention to it at first, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second. There's like these
Sometimes people say, well, that's just a coincidence, but I'm like, it's a coincidence that we're even alive and breathing on this earth, on this floating rock. Like you're gonna tell me that it's just coincidence? Like anyway, but yeah, that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
Right.
But I have friends that are way more into the angel numbers than I am. But even just all all of the angel numbers, like spiritualism,
Right.
tarot cards. I'm into that. I feed into it. I don't care if people call me hokey. I don't care.
I was also going to say, I wonder if it shows that we are also maybe like creatures of habit, like
Sure.
the fact that we pick up our phones.
Yeah.
True.
And
Maybe it's just because we're just on our phones. We always see the time changing, but
Yeah. There's probably some of that. I don't know. I've gotten probably more into it, or at least in maybe looking for it more lately, or something. I don't know exactly how to say it, but I lost my mother in 2019, and so like that. I don't know. I feel like there's some of that too. Like, you know, just like. Yeah, whatever. Maybe there's some kind of spirit there. You know, putting things in place for me or something like that. So I do feel like. I mean, I actually just Thursday night I got real emotional at a show, and just like because I went to see Sleepy Rubies, Emily Wallace, and all of them, and Mom would totally have been there with me, and we used to go to a lot of shows together, and like just so I know, just got to like, you know, just kind of overwhelmed by it, like just one being at live music again, you know, it's like, and then of course it was just beautiful songs, and yeah. So anyway, I don't know if that's might have part to do with it also for me, like just kind of maybe I'm more looking for it now, you know, looking for something different now. So
no, I totally believe that people on the other side will try to connect with you in different ways. Yeah. I went to this it's funny. My mom works at the Fox as a nurse, and so she gets to go to all these fun different things. And they had this. It's called like a ghost tour, and they had like a séance there, and a bunch of people were in the audience. And they had this woman. She's like a medium, and she had people sitting down if what she was describing didn't pertain to them. And then there was this one person standing left, and she was kind of having a conversation with the person that she lost, and she was telling her about how, well, this person's going to show themselves to you in a ladybug. And the girl immediately started crying because that morning a ladybug had landed on her flip-flop. And like people call that coincidence, but like it's really like what you believe in. And I really feel like if you open your mind to different things, then you're more likely to experience them rather than just shutting your mind off, and then you just won't experience it. And that's just your choice, and that's how you can, you know, go through the world if you want to. But that's not how I like to.
Yeah, that stuff's. So I did a podcast as a guest or co-host, whatever sort of thing. But I was sitting in on my buddy's show, and he had a woman join us that as a medium, and she was like, you know, not everything she said really pertained, but like she really made an impact on my buddy Gabe, who hosted the show. But like she was saying, she felt certain things around me, and not all of it like clicked, but you know, it was still like interesting to hear what she had to say, and you know, it's so I don't know, it's interesting though, for sure. Like, I mean, if nothing else, like it's fun to think about.
Yeah, so for sure. And I'm pretty agnostic about things on the other side of life, but yeah, I just definitely feel like I've had so many life coincidences that have happened throughout my life that have just made me be like, there's no way that something isn't guiding me right now to the right path. Yeah. And I've just always felt some hand over my life and over my loved ones' lives. Yeah,
for sure. Well, that's I think that's cool that it worked out, that this was, you know, like I said, 2/22, 2/2, and like, so it's what's I don't know. So obviously, there was like, I don't know what's it called when like the dates are the same, forward and backward, or something like it was like it was like the whole month of February. There was all kinds of them, like where like there was like the whole week where it's like these numbers are never gonna like repeat that way and again, and it's like it was interesting that whole week was like that.
Not until 2,222.
Right. So you guys said we shared this, but you were talking about maybe potentially some physicals, probably maybe in the future for this, possibly. Is that a thing? Or
Yeah, we were talking about, obviously with people are not even, buying CDs or
Right.
like CD players. I mean, like so many cars don't even have CD players
Right, sure.
anymore. So, but it seems like people are kind of going back to vinyl.
All right.
And so we've thought about at some point maybe like making an exclusive 222 prints of the whole record.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that would be super cool. And I think this record would sound awesome on vinyl. Like it just, it's got that kind of a feeling. I feel overall like it would just, put it on, let it spin, and just, chill for the night. And cause like a lot of current music is just it's like a pop single or whatever, it's like, but this like really has like a nice flow where it would be a nice side of a vinyl record and stuff. You could listen to the whole record and stuff. So,
except I can't remember how many minutes.
It's probably really long.
It's 14 songs,
right?
So I don't know if it would.
We need two vinyl.
Yeah,
well, that would make sense. 2 vinyls.
Go back to the numerology.
Here's a question: would you really pay $222 for a vinyl? Because that's another thing we were talking about.
Well, we said if we only made
$22.
222 of them.
Right. Well, if there is an exclusive amount,
I mean, people buy records for $50 or,
I think
I don't know.
it's hard.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm highballing myself.
Like a John Mayer record is probably $50 or.
I think it all varies on like what is included. I mean, there's definitely
Yeah. Well, I add a bunch of stuff.
right. I think a lot of records I feel probably $25-$30 range. If you were to go on, depending on shipping and everything else. So if you just go to the merch table, maybe $30 and stuff like that sometimes. And then, but if it's a cool art with a nice double double LP, and it like opens up to where you got like a nice something, all that kind of stuff. Like
Handmade friendship bracelet.
Well, I was gonna say then we're gonna have to make more than 222 then.
I've got some that are like super unique too, like different colors or blood splatter or whatever, and like I've even got some like there's a guy's Romanus Records. I got introduced through them through like the Manis Brothers here in town, and they do like custom vinyl that has like glitter in it, and like you can like literally like move the record and it's like the glitter spins around in there and stuff, or they do like a liquid in there and stuff too. Sometimes I
want to do that.
I have the Django Unchained soundtrack that has blood inside of it, and like it's not really blood, but that's what the whole premise of it is.
I love that movie. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
we were just talking about how talented Jamie Foxx is.
Oh yeah, Jamie is. I was just saying because we were listening. Blame it on
He's one of the most talented.
Yeah, I was like, it makes me think of him in that movie Rio, where he's the. Doesn't really think he wasn't looking, wasn't searching for an answer.
And that's something that we need to also be doing way more of, and we will, especially once we get our website out on the 18th.
Yeah,
we're gonna be posting a lot more covers.
Yeah, totally.
Of songs like that.
Yeah,
and from some of our other favorites.
Yeah, for sure. We were just talking about something else, but I feel like we got sidetracked. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Well, I just think I think we were talking about the best of me being printed on vinyl.
Oh, yeah,
and hopefully we'll get to that point one of these days, and I think that would be a super cool thing to have.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, that you mentioned Jamie Foxx, and like I just recently watched the Kanye documentary.
Oh, we started it, but we haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Inspiring.
So good.
It's very Yeah, definitely inspiring. Especially like that early, the first chapter, all the college dropout
I
stuff.
love the
like,
College Dropout
yeah,
album.
great record, and it was super cool. Like, especially thinking like this is at the time he's, a lot like us. Where he's on his way up. He's hustling. He's trying to make something for himself. He's, he's been successful making beats, but he's trying to prove himself as an artist, and he's just out there grinding and hustling and trying to get every opportunity he can to prove himself as a rapper, not as just a guy that makes the beats. And then and he says all these things that I'm going to do this and this and this, and then obviously we all know the future. He's becomes one of the largest artists in the world, and it's definitely wild to think about that all this was documented all these years ago and stuff. And
yeah, and I don't know about you, but I was literally getting angry at some of the people who would just blow him off.
Yeah.
And
he was in that booth. I don't know what record company it was, but he was trying to rap to these girls, and then they just completely just started talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
I was like, do you know who that is?
Right.
You have no idea.
Right.
Or he would play the tape for him, and they would just okay, we hear this all the time.
Yeah.
Didn't think it was special, but and it's also inspiring too for us because it's saying hey, you're gonna get 1,000 no's, but our hearts are in this. We love music. We love making music and learning about it, and
it was cool to see Jamie Foxx appear in there and doing. Maybe that's on a spoiler alert.
Oh yeah.
might be. But they show him recording his part for Gold Digger and stuff, and so that's what made me think of it. It might be in the second chapter or whatever.
Well, we gotta finish that now.
But anyway, it was just it was cool that's what triggered that memory. Is just seeing him involved in there a little bit too, and getting to do that Ray Charles impression and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
But that I don't know. Was him the rap in 2 words? Is that on the first one? Did you see that yet? With Mos Def?
I don't think we got that
Yeah.
far.
I don't know. It was there was a part. It's been shared as a YouTube clip and everything too. But yeah, it's just Kanye rapping 2 words a cappella with Mos Def, and it's I got chills watching. I was it was so cool. And just you felt how passionate and hungry and everything. You felt all that coming through. It was powerful. So
yeah,
some of my favorite YouTube videos ever that I always try and tell people about are when Timbaland first shows Jay-Z Dirt Off Your Shoulders. One of the coolest. They have it on video. It's the first time Jay-Z hears it. And then also whenever Timbaland also worked on Kanye's Stronger, he came up with this 808 kick pattern. It was just, it's so cool. And just watching it happen, I'm or honestly, even seeing the Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine special on HBO. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's unbelievable. And I'm so grateful that they have the footage.
Sure.
That they kept these, like Eminem's first time going in and doing this. Hi, my name is that was one of the first times Dr. Dre even listened to this dude and just just capturing that energy is just so exciting, and I love listening to other artists talk about it.
Yeah. Do you have some video like that from the studio, getting to documenting?
I know, yeah.
More of that process.
I wish I would have taken way more.
Right.
It's hard because it's also trying to be present in the moment and focusing on so many different things and making sure I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
But that's definitely something we're going to be way better about this upcoming year, and just as far as content creation in general, but not even making it about content creation, but just doing it because it's fun to do. Yeah. And I love taking video and I love taking pictures, and it's just something I love doing. So definitely just incorporating the things that we love doing into our lives more. I feel sometimes we treat it as this reward of something that we'll get to do after we do the things that we need, quote, to do, when it's we need to be doing what we love doing. Right. And so I'm looking forward to doing a lot more of that this upcoming year. And especially with Tyler's album, I'm really excited to finish writing some songs and getting those recorded, because we have so many different ideas in our voice memos that I feel like we'll work really hard on for like a couple hours, and then we get sidetracked with something that we have to go do, and then it's just kind of sitting on the back burner. But I'm really, really excited to get back to work on those and start that whole process with you again. So.
Yeah.
But that's life. I mean, we're always pulled in different directions and pulled in different gigs. Like Joanna plays with a ton of different people in town, like Alex in the Red Jackets and Dave Grelly in the Plyadors. So she's having to learn songs and.
Yeah, and then like church gigs and stuff like that. We're constantly like jumping from thing to thing. So sometimes like our own stuff can get pushed to the side a little bit, but it's also like great for just sparking new ideas and collaborating with new people, and kind of just gives you things to think about and come back to the drawing board with later on.
Definitely. You mentioned co-writing. Is that as far as like lyrical content on the record, is that all you, or do you guys write lyrics together, or?
I would say most of the time lyrics are on her, and she has a ton of amazing melody ideas as well, and but yeah, I mean, for everybody brought something for sure, like a certain piano part or a certain bass part, and then we just kind of helped each other put it all together. But
there was one song that I co-wrote with my friend Parker Gray. She's an incredible country singer, and she helped me write Till Everything's Blue. We just did it over FaceTime, and I had like the first part of it, and it was really just conversational. It was just really just conversational and just kind of talking about it, and then it just kind of evolved into a song, like just me sitting with my guitar, kind of like getting it out, and she just kind of helped shape it with me, which was really nice. And she's an incredible writer as well, so it was nice working with her. But as far as Tyler and I's writing relationship goes, like I definitely feel like it's so nice that he is, so he's the one who, majored in music and like has that sort of music theory aspect of like his perspective with music. And so like he's definitely the one who's helping me like figure out the exact chords I want with what I'm singing, and like kind of guiding different things with like if it's a bridge or something like that, changing it up and just coming up with cool little percolating ideas or just different things musically that he is like bringing to the table. And then I would say like I think it's really nice too, because I'm able to just like bounce off of what he's coming up with and think of like a melody or a lyric idea, or like he'll like one example of this is on the song Doing Right on the album. This is one that we recorded when we wrote it when we were on Laguna Beach, and we were just chilling on the beach. And I remember him just picking this pattern out on the guitar, and I was just kind of listening to it all day. And I was just like jotting things down in my notes, but like I didn't really have anything substantial yet. And I remember like later in the evening being, in my room and just kind of like working on the notes, and I heard him in the other room just playing that. And I came in and met with him and just like kind of combined it together. And like that was just such a beautiful moment too, because I feel like that just perfectly describes our music relationship. Like I feel like a lot of the lyrics kind of come from me, and then he's able to just fill in everything that I'm thinking of with the exact music that my heart needs, like exactly what it needs. So yeah, that's just something really beautiful about the album and our relationship, is just that the way we work together is really fluid, and yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah. I like just like something like this, exactly like that, like, well, this, that's exactly what I was thinking about.
It's like you can read my mind.
Yeah, right.
And we like doing little things. Like one of my favorite things about that song in particular is the melody is basically the same, but the only thing that changes is like the chords underneath it. So the chords are changing, but like her melody stays the same. And
it's under the lyric, "This world is changing, we stay the same." Because the chords in the background are changing, but the melody stays the same, which is one of my favorite things.
So we just like to like find little things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Well, I wanted to, I know you probably talked about it a lot with the voice and stuff, but you mentioned that they found that So Far Sounds video, and then you got to audition for them. And I know, like, being a locally on the news and a lot of other things around the show. I'm sure you talked about it a lot, but that obviously pretty wild experience getting to do that, getting to be on national television every week and everything. Like that was so
it definitely felt like a fever dream. Like
Yeah.
that's like the best definition or the way I can describe it. It's just like a literal dream. Like it just felt like one day I just got pulled out of my normal life and just placed into this like Hollywood dream world, I guess. So, but it was just such a great time. Great connections, and like working with the judges was really judges. I always say judges. It's coaches on The Voice. And working with them was really incredible and fun. Just like a really great experience to just, help my credibility out a little bit. Just kind of put me on the map as far as like an artist.
Sure.
And just, it was nice too, because I was able to release Best of Me right before going on the show. So it really drove a lot of traction to that single.
Yeah. I think like, I don't know, maybe it's kind of, I feel like behind the scenes, like is maybe not as shine as, as much of a part of the show, but I imagine like you're saying, you're meeting all these people, the networking that gets done, and like you get into all the other contestants and stuff, getting to, potentially have other people to collaborate with and co-write and things.
Absolutely.
So.
Like I met 3 of my best friends on the show, because the first time that I went, it turns out like my 2 roommates, so one of them was from Kansas City, and then one of them is from some city, San Diego, or some city in California. And then the other one is from Georgia. And so it was Shelby Winfrey, Mandy Castillo, and Brittany Allen. And they're just like 3 of my best friends that I would have never met without that experience. So just 3 incredible musicians and singers and people in general.
But I feel like that, obviously you're all chasing the same dream and everything else. So it only makes sense to like, hopefully someday getting to collaborate and do some stuff together and things and with those people. And, that's a pretty, do you like, obviously that's all very well documented on the show. And so do you watch that like in kind of, is it like a surreal, like still like today, like when you just, like you're saying, you're not like I feel like when you're going through something like that, like you're saying, you're just plucked out of everyday life and you're thrown in this television show. And it's like, is it like you watch that now and you're like, wow, this feels like somebody different?
Yeah, it does feel like it's hard to believe that it's me, honestly. But yeah, it was a really, really amazing experience. Like I wouldn't have changed anything. And like, even in the end, like, so it was actually the year that COVID hit. So like the first half of the show I was in person, and then the second half of the show, whenever the live rounds started, that's whenever COVID, everybody was locked down. They sent us Pelican cases full of equipment, and I basically just recorded it in my basement. Yeah. And there were pros and cons to that. It's unfortunate that we didn't get to go back and kind of experience it the way that we would have like imagined. Right. But it was also nice to just be in the comfort of my own home and like having my friends and family nearby, and just having like, just the comfort of doing it. Yeah. The way, in my house. So, right. But yeah, like I wouldn't have necessarily like wanted to go any farther than I did, because I got to top 9, and then by the time that like the next round would have gone on, it was just an incredible amount of work, just a lot of work. Just it would have been as if we were in LA, so they expected us to have our schedule completely open for them, and so yeah, basically all day of just like moving things around, and it was fun. They sent us a bunch of equipment and stuff, like props for, so I had the Lean On Me episode, and they sent me a rug, and they sent me all these lamps and pillows and candles, and just a bunch of stuff arrived at our door one day, and we were like, this is a mistake. Like, what is all this stuff doing at our door? We thought it was like the wrong house that Amazon dropped off. And then they were like, sent on an email like the next day. They were like, we sent you all from the art department. Here's what's up for your next, song. So that was a really fun part about it. And they sent me a bunch of wardrobe and stuff I got to wear, which was really fun too. So, but yeah, it was a good time.
Nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's I don't know, it's just cool. Like it's just, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of people feel that way, but that's like what's kind of fun about talking about is because like so many of these shows you watch, and these people are like completely, unattainable sometimes. You just don't see. They're not your people you meet in everyday life and stuff. And the fact that we're getting to, we're friends, and you get to see somebody that actually on the shows and stuff is like, it's cool, and it's so then you get to talk about it in person instead of just trying to find their phone or email or whatever, or something like that. But so I think that's it's just it's interesting. It's not every day people get to be on one of the largest TV shows in the world and stuff. So but
it was really fun whenever they had the like the party whenever the show was released.
That was super fun
at a theater.
We had it at
Manchester.
Wehrenberg. It's not called Wehrenberg anymore. Marcus Theaters. And we just like rented out that little side room, and they had some TVs up in that room, and a bunch of my friends and family came through and just watched the blind audition. It was really nerve-wracking too, because I didn't know like when I was going to be going on, and like person after person after person went on, and it was like not me, and it was like, oh shoot, like what if I'm not aired today and all these people are here, but it ended up being the last one, which was just super awesome and cool.
Yeah, I feel like that way too. I got some friends that have got to go on and play professional sports, and it's the same kind of thing. Like when I kind of nerd out when I see them on TV. I'm like, hey, I know them, man. I went to school with them, and whatever. It's just like it's that whole thing. You just want to you get excited for anybody that's going out there doing it and chasing their dream, and and actually getting the world's finally getting to recognize and see what you've been seeing all along and stuff. So so it's so anyway, I'm just I'm real happy for you. I'm proud that you getting to do this, and like I said, now we got the proper full-length album out there and for the world and everything else, and we're just getting things started here. So it's exciting to see what could happen in the near future for you. So.
Yeah, and I was even going to say it's also just important for us to remember that we're already living our dreams now.
Yeah.
Because we get to play with some of our best friends and
absolutely.
Some of our musical heroes, and it's really all of those people and, that make it, so special. And
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we got a couple of cool shows on the calendar that would maybe a chance to hear some of these songs live and meet some of those incredible players that we mentioned. And you said on April 27th, you will be here in St. Louis at World Chess Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And so that'd be a fun night. That's like, I haven't been over there yet, but that's like kind of a intimate thing, right?
It is. It's a really intimate little room, but it's definitely one of my favorite places. It sounds great in there. And the only other time that I played there was actually during COVID, so it was like just cameras and no audience. But I'm excited to have an audience for this show because I really love singing at that place.
Yeah. And then summertime, June 18th. You'll be out at Kirkwood Amphitheater and then also it'll be a nice little outdoor show.
Absolutely. And it's funny because I grew up in Kirkwood and I used to go to that park all the time. So I'm really excited to actually be playing at that amphitheater now for the first time. So it's special. Yeah. It'll be really neat. And like I said, getting to hear these songs live, and that's always a fun thing for me. Like, you get used to hearing the recordings and stuff, but like I like hearing those little subtle changes and things that happen just as the band is playing them live and stuff. Obviously, the goal is to play it as close to the record and stuff, but it's fun to hear in some of those little tweaks that happen along a live show and stuff. And I mean, that's just the beauty of live music. So absolutely. We just had a show last night, and that's definitely something that, like, I would say I loved about it was we didn't have a rehearsal for it like we had planned to have one, but it ended up we ended up being able to pull it off really well just because everybody's such a pro, and we all just work so fluidly together, and that's just one of our favorite parts about making music is just trying new things, and even if they do fail, at least you tried it, and now you know what to do next time. And but yeah, that's definitely super fun about performing with those guys is trying new things and doing little changes to the songs.
I was also going to say we were super bummed out because I think the last time that Joanna had an original gig with the band, at least, it was outside and we got rained
It
out.
poured. The weather was like, no, ma'am, we're not having a show today.
In fact, I think
it was right in the middle of Slip too. We were like the only two people on stage because the band left because we just did a few songs, and then we went to our duo song and just jamming on stage, and like halfway through this song, it just started coming down, and we didn't know like whether to stop or to keep going. But like people were taking shelter, and I just felt so bad, and like people were coming on stage covering up the instruments and everything, and I'm just like, this is so embarrassing.
So hopefully, weather permitting, that summer date will work.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And you can find Joanna on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all the things, wherever you're getting your digital music at. You can find Best of Me now, and then you said the website on the way. Joanna Serenko.
Yes. So the website's going to be coming out on April 18th, and as well as the Patreon that we will be starting as well. So a website and Patreon coming April 18th. Website's going to be joannaserenko.co because somebody stole my, what's it called?
.com.
Yeah.
Someone stole my joannaserenko.com, my domain. That's the word I was looking for. Someone stole my domain. So if you're out there listening to this, we got beef, man.
Right.
So
I think .co is
.co is cool. It's like .company, which it's like, it is a company because I got a team of people helping me out. And, so I'm so excited for that. I'm really excited. So
I think the Patreons are cool. I back a few to one. I do one of my favorite podcasters, Ryan Sickler, does a show called The Honeydew, and he has a podcast called The Honeydew with Y'all, which the Honeydew kind of focuses on like his tagline is highlighting the lowlights. It's all like these like. Has these various comedians and celebrities come in, and they kind of share some of their worst parts of their life and stuff, the struggles, and they kind of some of them are very sad, but they're able to laugh at these things now and make but anyway, so he started doing The Honeydew with Y'all, which is like his fan segment. So he these people come on and share some of the wildest stories I've ever heard in my life, and it's really interesting. So, I'll tell you off the air. Some of them are really messed. Some are real messed up, but it's a fascinating show though, but it's cool that it's a Patreon exclusive show that you only get. So that's what I'm saying is like it's cool to have these kind of options where you directly can tap into a fan base. You're providing some exclusive content to that community and stuff. So
absolutely, yeah.
But I think it's a lot of fun to be a part of that process. Like I said, it's whatever it is, whether it's studio or demos or different whatever it is that you decide to put up there. But it's always kind of fun to have that kind of behind the scenes look into the artist and stuff. So.
Definitely some Q&As and maybe some unreleased songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that would be nice. Well, I've been going around asking some of these questions, and I'll get your take on these, Joanna.
Okay.
I was thinking about, and these are all just, really, they're impossible. It's just fun.
Okay.
But, all right, the day comes along, we have your Joanna Serenko action figure. What would you like to see your 3 accessories be?
Like superpowers?
Your
accessories?
Yeah, your accessory, like your outfit, or you have a hat, or or guitar, or something.
Okay, this is fun. Okay, a microphone, of course. I'll have a little mic in my hand. Accessories. Ooh, okay, this is hard because I love to accessorize.
Yeah.
I'll wear. I'm really debating between like my Crocs or.
I thought you were going to say your boots.
Yeah, I got some really cute boots that I got yesterday, so maybe we'll go with those. Okay, so Mike, new boots, new boot goofing, and a gold tooth. I don't know. That's the first thing I thought of. I'm kidding.
I love that.
I have no idea. That's what I'll choose.
No, keep that gold tooth. That's beautiful. She did have a diamond.
I had a diamond. Okay, this is so funny. Like, you know how they have those like, teeth gems? Those are like kind of being popular right now.
Yeah.
Well, I've gotten like 2 or 3, and I just like swallow them.
Uh-oh.
Like someday, like like one time I remember being in the yard with Tyler when we were talking. He was like, did we ever talk about how you don't have a tooth gem anymore? And I was like, what? And it was gone. And I'm like, I have no idea. They just disappear, but it's just not worth it to go. Maybe I'll just like get a pack online and do it myself because.
Maybe you just need to try a gold tooth instead.
Yeah. Or just get a grill while I'm at it.
Yeah. All right. What about like a dream dinner? Like, say you had the opportunity to invite like a few different people over. Who would be some of those people that you would like to past or present that you would like to spend the night?
Past or present, like dead or alive.
Sure. It's a dream.
Okay, well, if I can do dead or alive, then I feel like I have to pick someone who's dead. Okay, I'll pick Michael Jackson for my dead one.
Yeah.
And then for my alive one, this would be really like interesting, but I mean, Okay, wait. Maybe like Willie Nelson and Snoop Dogg. Yeah. Or Alan Stone, or I would do musicians or just like people in general, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like hanging with Snoop would be like the most fun. Like
Snoop Dogg. Yeah, totally, for sure.
He's just always having the best time.
Right.
Yeah. I need to pick a different dead person too, because I feel like that would they mingle well all together?
Find out.
Yeah, I guess so. That's something I would be worried about.
Right.
Is making sure everybody vibes right.
Yeah. I think if they're all coming to your dream dinner, I think they'll be on their best behavior.
Yeah.
Everybody will get along. All right. What about a dream duet or collaboration? Is there this kind of along the same lines maybe, but like is there a certain like we mentioned even stuff like Timbaland making working beats and things and different. Is there any like artist that you would like to collaborate with, like either production or even vocals or something? Or?
Yeah, like it's so hard because like my music taste just varies so widely. Like I would want to record a song with James Taylor or John Mayer or someone like that, but then I'd also want to like collab with Drake and like I don't know.
Let's put them all on a song.
Yeah, totally. Honestly, but yeah, it's really like widely ranged.
Yeah.
I mean, like I love Doja Cat. I love Ariana Grande. I love Nicki Minaj. I love all of those people. It would be fun collaborations. But I really I don't even know. Like I don't even box myself in at this point to a genre because I want to work with all these different people who I love. So
I think it's time we bring back like that, I don't feel like we haven't done it in a while, like that Moulin Rouge song with like all the ladies, but it's like, it was like you had Missy Elliott, had Christina, Maya, it was like so maybe you just could call up Nicki and Doja and get them all on one track, and so I just think that would be it would be fun to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I feel like we don't really have like those big compilations like that anymore. Like we're like, I don't know, or maybe I'm just not paying attention, but
I guess there's that one song with Drake and Kanye and who else? Lil Wayne and Eminem.
Which one?
Everybody's on it.
Yeah.
I'm sure
there's a couple of for sure.
But yeah,
but something like that across genres would be cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, it's like Paul McCartney and Kanye West and Rihanna. So like that's kind of where I want to be. Like
my favorite thing. My favorite thing about that whole thing was when Paul McCartney or when people on social media were like,
so glad that Kanye discovered Paul McCartney.
Not realizing it's a Beatle.
Yeah. So glad Kanye gives spotlight to the lesser known artists like Paul McCartney.
I saw something, one of those like, I don't know if you're I think it was like Hard Times or something. I don't know if you ever follow that, but there was like, it's kind of like The Onion, but it's music related stuff. And like, there's all these like goofy headlines. And it's like, I think it was one of those that was like, Paul McCartney just wants to be asked about a Wings song every now and then, or so, like everybody just wants to talk about the Beatles, but made me laugh. All right, what's your strangest fear? Do you have a strange fear or a fear in general?
Oh, that's hard. It's a hard one. Let me think about that.
Yeah.
Like, I guess being stranded somewhere would be like a big fear of mine.
Sure.
Like with no like access to
Castaway or something.
Right. Yeah. Then again, I mean, it would be an experience.
Sure.
I don't know, man. That's a hard one. Fear. Yeah. Probably like something that inhibits me from being able to do music, like getting sliced in the throat or something. Or like, I don't know, losing like my hands so I can't play piano or something like that. It would be pretty scary to me because I feel like those are just necessary things to do music with.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I think something like that impact your livelihood is always a fear and stuff. Like something that's a big part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a huge fear of getting your organs stolen and sold on the black market.
Yeah, that's like you have that fear, yeah, for sure. But we've talked about it, because that's like a real thing. That's like really scary.
Yeah, I mean there are movies about it, and she was actually just learning about it.
I was just learning about this in my trending topics class that they have like people who literally just get paid to try and harvest organs from people. So
that's terrifying.
That's another thing.
Sure, yeah.
So that's why Tyler's not an organ donor on his license.
Yeah. Well, now I have a new strange fear.
Sorry that I gave that to you.
All right. All right. What about this is just another silly one, but what about a movie or a TV show you wish you were in? Is there a certain world that you think that you'd like to live in?
The first one that comes to my mind is That 70s Show.
Yeah.
I would love to be in That 70s Show. Totally. I would be best friends with Donna.
Yeah.
And let's see, what else? I feel like it's a goal of mine in this lifetime to be a voiceover character of some kind of show at some point. But that whole world fascinates me also. Like cartoons and just I agree. I think it would be a lot of fun to be a voice for something or voice a Disney princess.
Yeah, I have a buddy that does like Kia. I think he's done a couple of different companies, but does like the car commercials and stuff, and I don't know. So it's a real thing to be a voice actor.
Commercials like the hamsters.
Well, I think they've done those, but always like, the Kia Sorento or the 2.9 maybe, he does all that kind of stuff and so.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was just, but yeah, I agree. Like being like a SpongeBob character.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say SpongeBob too.
Right.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, I just think that stuff's like would be so much fun to be a character like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen interview with what's her name now from Frozen.
Idina Menzel.
Nah, the Kristen Bell. Is that right?
Oh, is she Anna?
Yeah.
No way.
And she was talking about like in an interview, like everybody's like, hey, it's Anna, and the kids are like, what? Like they don't get it. Like they don't understand that this is like, that she's not the cartoon. And, but so it's like, that's a funny world too, to be a part of it like that. You're a celebrity in a sense, but nobody recognizes you because, so it's like, I mean, she's recognized for a lot of other things, but the kids don't have any idea that she's the voice and stuff. So,
so fun.
Yeah. But
totally.
I'll give some calls to Disney and we'll get that set up for you. So.
Absolutely.
I'll be the Toad sidekick or whatever.
Toad sidekick? What movie are you thinking of?
Oh, no. We always talk about Shrek. It would be fun.
Oh, yeah. We always talk about how we're Shrek and Fiona. Like, oh my gosh, we're so Shrek and Fiona. That's so
we can
us.
voice
Fiona. Can you do it? Just do it really quick.
Well, work on your Scottish, even though it's Shrek's really not Scottish, I guess. I don't know what he is. Yeah, swampish or whatever.
All right. Yeah.
Fiona. Right, you do it really well.
Or I guess Cedar would be our the donkey, the sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Halloween costumes right now.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, bet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll document this time and be like, yes, we're referring to this for our Halloween costume.
Yep. Yeah. That would be fun.
Paint ourselves green.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, very cool. Well, I appreciate you all taking time out to do this with me today and hang out. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming over. We really appreciate being on the podcast. Thank you so much.
So you can, again, keep an eye out for the shows coming to town. And we got Patreon on the way, website. But obviously, only a little over a month old now. But is that... Are we already thinking about the next project and getting back in the studio? And
well, we're writing.
Yeah.
So next is Tyler's album, and then go back
right.
to mine as well.
I'll keep an eye out. New Tyler deal coming soon too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you. Soon enough. Well, we like to. I think especially being an artist, we have to set a goal or set a time. To kind of really kind of keep us pushing forward. So we're always talking about wanting to release an album a year or, maybe a live album or something along those lines. We always want to be putting out new content and new songs to explore.
What about music videos or something? Is there any talks about bringing one of these songs to life in a music video? Or
Absolutely.
anything? Yeah.
So we have the Sister of Nostalgia music video out, which was recorded by our friend JT Ibanez. He crushed it.
Oh yeah, so good.
And,
he's incredible talent.
Yeah, absolutely, and definitely looking forward to making music videos in the future. Yeah, it's definitely on the list of things we got to do. So
right, maybe that's where we bring in some Shrek and Fiona. We get to play some.
Oh my gosh, what song would we be Shrek and Fiona on?
Get to play some characters and stuff.
Well, we had to do accidentally
in love. I've been saying we need to cover that.
To do that if it's Shrek and Fiona.
Yeah. What we were talking about is on the vinyl conversation the other day. Me and my buddy were saying something about. Topic of Smash Mouth came up, and he's like, "Man, I would love to have Astro Lounge on vinyl." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a great record." And he's like, "I was like, the closest you can get though is you can buy the Shrek soundtrack on vinyl, and at least you can get one Smash Mouth song on vinyl." So
totally,
but great soundtrack, yeah, for sure. Yeah, all of them, soundtrack. They're all very good. That's So go out and buy the Shrek soundtrack.
And just that movie, too.
Yeah.
It's funny, every time I watch that movie, as a kid, I never picked up on all of the, jokes that I understand now.
Oh, yeah.
So it's so funny to rewatch it and be like, man, these guys got away with so much.
And Michael Myers and, Eddie Murphy, they're, just geniuses.
The perfect duo. You're the... Wait. Well, I don't... Wait. And that's... Oh, shoot, what's her name?
Oh,
Something
Cameron
about
Diaz.
Mary. Yeah, Cameron Diaz.
Yeah,
Cameron Diaz, you're the Michael Myers to my Cameron Diaz. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys, and I say we do this again soon. This was a ton of fun. So, thanks for listening. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.